Yeah, g'day, Bush Camping Tools here. Well, this is Fox Knives Military Division's Hitam Golok. A Golok is a type of all-purpose, big-bladed knife commonly found in the tropics, but it's becoming increasingly popular outside these regions. The Hitam Golok is made from Austrian N690 Cobalt Stainless steel alloy, and this is the alloy of choice that Fox uses on the majority of their high-end knives. So let's take a look at it. A Golok should really be a one swing, one cut knife. The blade geometry should lend itself to that for broadleaf species, as I said, one swing, one cut, and you can see the results here. Okay, swinging this Hitam Golok at head height was not a problem, and I wanted to test this because essentially you want a geometry of a knife such as this so it's not going to cause a lot of fatigue, but what you don't want is this thing to be tip heavy, and it's not. It's very easy to swing. We're in European conditions here. This is not the jungle. These Goloks are designed for chop and broadleaf vegetation in the jungle, and they don't do so well with the kind of things in Europe and dare I say North America, really, unless you're in the sort of tropical regions, because simply it's to do with the design of the balance and the weight of the knife and the sort of species that you're cutting into. This is bramble here and some other soft body weeds, and it's a good curve in the blade here. This is so a swinging cut like that. It's lighter down this area here, so you're not going to wear your arm out when you're chopping all day. It's a very short Golok. This is mainly a design that would be used for agricultural purposes, clearing land such as this. Broadleaf weeds and vines, but bramble's really tough, and of course it doesn't grow in the tropics. It's not a tropical vine. And really, for a Golok to be any good, it's got to be able to cut first go. So if you're having to do several chops into something, it's not designed for that vegetation, basically. So there you go. And that curved design enables you to do a sweeping cut like this. Things that are close to the ground. That's how you get rid of them. Okay. This is what I would not recommend the Golok for, and that's attempting to cut up dead hardwood branches, such as this walnut. A Golok really excels on living broadleaf species, as I've said. That being said, I could still get the job done. Okay, so quite often Goloks are used in the tropics to not only clear farmland, but they're also used for basic food preparation. And I'm going to look at that one, this Fox Hitam Golok here, and see how well that does for basic food preparation because it's a pretty big, essentially big knife. So let's have a go here. Now the blade profile lends itself quite well, I feel, for some basic food prep. It's very comfortable there with that. Just do these other ones. Okay. And it's important, if you're going to, use one of these, to know what it can and can't do. So just like with any knife, to get the most out of it. That's pretty good. Now, of course, what you can't do with a kitchen knife is chopping down vines and broadleaf jungle plants with. And I've seen Goloks being used in the tropics many times for clearing fields, and the same instrument is used later on to hack open coconuts, cut sugarcane, chop up breadfruit, cassava, that kind of material here. So of course we're not in the tropics to test this fully, so we're really out of its comfort zone somewhat, but trying to illustrate what it can do. And yeah, there you go. Right, this is found grown in the tropics, and now we have to clean that up. Actually, there's a little mud on it. Just washed it. But this is found in the tropics in both hemispheres, Africa, Australia, and as I said, in the tropics, it's a Portulaca oleracea, which is known as pigweed, and it's a pretty good vegetable. It was it helped keep the early Australian explorers alive when they found it. And they were starving to death. And yeah, that's it there. So we're going to do, I'm just going to wash that again, and then we'll chop that up. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's just wash. Gave it a bit of a wash. And you can eat this raw. We're going to cook it. You can eat it raw in a salad. It's used in grease, turkey, in salads, cheese, but we're going to cook it. Okay, so of course that's no problems there with that, with this knife at all. Okay, great. Yeah, g'day, Bush Camping Tools here. Well, this is the summary of Fox knives, or FKMD Hitam Golok machete. I got to say, in all honesty, I have performed this test outside of its intended environment. That's the tropical jungles, where you'd be mainly chopping broadleaf plants with it and things like that. Anyway, let's have a look at it. That's it there. It's called the Hitam Golok. Now, just to remind you of that again, Hitam is Malay for black. Has got a black surface on this blade. Now, that is not the natural color of the N690 Cobalt steel, which is used in this. This is applied on there and given the name of DLC. That stands for diamond like carbon. Now, that process is a PVD process, which is physical vapor deposition. Just quickly on that, I don't want to get too technical here, but quickly, this knife, the blade, not the handle of course, but just the metallic part, placed inside of a vacuum chamber, and then you would ionize probably a hydrocarbon gas such as acetylene. You've got this ionized gas which is extremely reactive with carbon in it, and the carbon is attracted via a voltage setup, voltage differential setup, and this the carbon will be attracted to the blade and coat the blade surface. And it's called diamond-like carbon because it has the properties of diamond, but it's only like because it doesn't have the same crystal form, so it's an amorphous carbon. Okay, that's enough of that. Just suffice it to say it's extremely hard coating with, obviously, as the name suggests, diamond on there. And it's pretty much anti-reflective. Anyway, okay, so what did I think? Just to recap, FORPRENE handle. It's a good grip, wet or dry. You can put a bit of water on the hand there. It's a good grip, still wet on there. The handle's not too big, not too small. If you had a gloved hand on it, would probably be a little bit better as well too. Well, not a little bit better, but I guess you can wear a gloved hand. It's unlikely you're going to have a gloved hand on, I think, to be honest, working in the tropics, because it's pretty hot in the tropics. Anyway, so FORPRENE handle held on here by 2 bolts. Fox's standard tang, full tang running like a tapering tang through the handle here. The top of the blade is being in a kind of a swedge up here. That keeps it nice and light because this is the kind of knife that you're going to be swinging a lot, and you don't want to be wearing out your wrist, trying to build wrist muscles with this. In terms of Goloks in size, it's a pretty short Golok, as I've already said at the beginning of the video. Most of these kind of tools, it's more like of a tool than a knife as such. They're used for clearing bits of agricultural land, and also when I've been working in the tropics, these things are also used for preparing food too, basic preparation of food, especially big starchy tubers, or breadfruit, jackfruit, chopping things open like that. And you've seen me prepare a little bit of food with them, and you should be able to do that. That's one of the things that you can use these things for. Yeah, it's a nice blade. It's still pretty sharp. We've been using it for a bit. It's haven't had to sharpen it up much, though. I must say, if you do work around a river a lot, not that there's too much use for it around here, though. One thing is, I've been doing a spot of fishing down here, and if you have to get to some fishing holes, they're really overcrowded. One of these things is not too bad. You know, if there's a lot of weedy vegetation around the fishing hole and you need to get close, so that's okay for that there. Okay. Let's have a look at the scabbard now. Okay, I'll just put that back into the scabbard. So the scabbard, the carry system, is fully MOLLE compatible. You've got MOLLE loops up here, down here as well too. Okay, you've got a strap that came with it. I haven't got the strap on there now. Fully adjustable strap with Fastex type buckles, and those Fastex type buckles, you can put them to attach it to the pack as well. And of course, You can also carry this simply through a belt loop if you want to. It's not really a huge knife, but if you've got a side pocket on your pack, you can carry it there like that if you don't want to carry it. This is the kind of knife that once you've got the thing out, you are moving through the jungle and you're using the thing to clear a path with. What else can I say about it? Yeah, it's a nicely made blade from FKMD, and that's what I would expect. Comes with a 1-year warranty on it. I guess some of you might be saying that might be a bit short, but I guess from Fox's point of view, if any materials defects are going to show up, it's going to happen within a year of somebody having the knife. So, and with something like what I do, well, I'm using it all the time, so it's not like it gets once or twice used a year. Okay, what else can I say here about this? Oops, just that there. Okay, lanyard hole there, of course. I'd like to see a bit of relief on the corners there in this lanyard hole, simply because it's a bit rough on a lanyard cord. But other than that, I don't have a lanyard on it, and I don't use one when I'm swinging a machete. I just thought or a Golok, what I'd like to mention is a lot of people advocate tying these things around your wrist when you're swinging it. But let me tell you right now, if you do accidentally release this thing or something like this, when you do that and it's attached to your wrist, guess where it's going to come? It's going to come back here like this. So I only have a lanyard attached when there's a danger of losing it down a hole, over a cliff, into the water maybe, if I'm working close to the water. I don't have a lanyard on it when I'm generally swinging it like that, because if I let go of it, I want to let go of it. I don't want it coming back and swinging back and hitting me, getting tangled up in the bush, coming around and hitting me. To be honest, I don't know anybody in real life that's attaching a lanyard to their wrist. Anyway, that's just my opinion there based on experience. Okay, so there you go. Fox Hitam Golok. Thanks for watching. Bush Camping Tools here.